Welcome back. Right now, you're watching breaking news of the coverage of the devastating and unprecedented wildfires in the Los Angeles areas. Entire neighborhoods gone. There are 4 fires burning right now, with the 4th breaking out just a short time ago. I want to bring in Fiona Moriarty, who is a student at Pepperdine University. Fiona, you took video. You're in the area. I can see the fire over your right shoulder there. What have you seen, and how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing okay, Nick. I woke up to this fire yesterday morning at 10:30 a.m. and it's been craziness since then. We've seen 88 miles per hour wind gusts, Hurricane 1 level wind. The fire is 0% contained. It's ravaged all throughout the Palisades area where I grew up in the west side of Los Angeles, as well as a lot of local iconic spots in Malibu, including the Regal Inn, as well as the Malibu Feed Bin, Cholana, and the historic Topanga Ranch Motel. A ton of my friends and my community have evacuated the area. I am currently a half a mile away from the evacuation zone in the Pacific Palisades area, but we've just been experiencing the most awful conditions. Obviously, you see the fire behind me, behind my shoulder, and we're seeing a lot of just smoke pluming and plummeting from the area behind me.
Fiona, I'm somewhat familiar with the area, particularly Malibu, but the Malibu Flats doesn't typically have a situation like this. Can you talk to us about how bizarre this is to see and witness?
It's definitely bizarre. I mean, it's gotten to the point where there are actually burn victims at Duke's Malibu. So they were walking past Duke's Malibu, which is halfway through Malibu proper, and they're actually burnt. So we've never seen a wildfire to this extent before. Obviously, I've lived in Southern California my whole life in Pacific Palisades, Santa Monica, Malibu. But this is one of the worst I've ever seen on record.
And I'm looking at flames over your shoulder right now, Fiona. Talk to us about, you said that you can still smell that smoke even where you are, and you're a half mile outside of the evacuation zone.
Yes, I can smell the smoke. I'm experiencing some like asthmatic symptoms as well. I was wearing a mask before this. I have some, just symptoms of complete fire, allergies. It's of course something that I've experienced before, but this is elevated. Like I said, it's hurricane winds, 88 miles per hour winds, and there's 0% containment. There's no water coming into Pacific Palisades. So that is very concerning. The firefighters can't really do anything if there's no water in the area.
And Fiona, we also understand, not only do they need the aid of light, but they also need those winds to die down because they cannot take firefighting aircraft into the sky with these winds that strong. Fiona, I'm sure that because of the number of fires we've seen in Southern California over the last few years, you and your family have a plan in place. Can you talk to us about that? How when this started, you knew to check in with your family and friends?
Yes. So obviously, like I said, I'm about half a mile away from the evacuation zone, but the evacuation orders are changing by the minute. I'm in the city of Santa Monica, and the current evacuation order is cut off at north of Montana. So that is a section of Santa Monica that's closer to Pacific Palisades than I am. But any second now, they could tell us that we need to leave. So a lot of people are fleeing to the Coachella Valley. They're fleeing to Newport Beach, Orange County. They're fleeing to San Diego, but they can't go north because obviously PCH is blocked.
And Fiona, we talked about how expensive the homes in that area are, but beyond that, those homes are also part of a family. They tell a story. They house memories. They, once again, are victims to this fire. Can you talk to us about maybe the personal loss that some of your friends and maybe family will experience with the property loss because of these fires?
Yes. In fact, my elementary school actually burnt down. Palisades Charter Elementary School burnt down. It's right there on Via de la Paz in Pacific Palisades. So we are seeing multiple schools in the area burn. Pali Elementary as well as Palisades Charter High School is burnt. Many homes, some of my friends' homes have already been burnt. It's heartbreaking. Their lifelong memories, their lifelong material, like everything that they own is burnt. I couldn't imagine it. And I'm just so lucky that I'm not in that situation right now. I'm close to it, but not there yet.
Yeah, we talk about the loss of the property, and we think immediately, oh, the house, the sofas, and things like that. But it's the photos, it's the birth certificates, it's those little moments when you marked the refrigerator because of your height or whatever it is. There, those things are
Of
gone.
course. I think the most important thing, though, is survival. I think Gavin Newsom really hit home with people need to evacuate, and the evacuation orders, the most important thing is human life. And I think the Palisades community did a great job at getting up and out.
Fiona, I know that you're not a spokesperson for anyone, but I do know that there will be a press conference later today. What is it that you'd like to hear public officials say to maybe assuage the fears of the community?
I'd like public officials to communicate how they're going to contain this right behind me. I mean, obviously their resources are limited and the area that they're in doesn't have water, but I want to know how they're going to contain it. I mean, they've already had multiple fire departments from Newport Beach to Santa Barbara, Redondo Beach, all the surrounding areas. And those firefighters are working tirelessly, effortlessly, risking their lives. But I want the city to give them those resources to their jobs and effectively keep everyone safe.
Fiona Moriarty, may I thank you again for joining us this morning. You and your family and loved ones, please stay safe.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll continue our live coverage of those wildfires in Southern California right after the break.